Well, hello there, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and if you are new, welcome to you as well. This video is a part of the Talented Creators Challenge. I'll share more about that in the video. So let's jump in. DIY number one. This is one of Dollar Tree's fall decor, and we will be redesigning this. So I'm heating up the glue so I can remove that small pumpkin. And this was not easy, guys. It took some elbow grease to get that off. So it came off with the paper, so now I have to remove all of the paper from the other one. So why not just do that? After I scraped the paper off, soaked it of course, scrape that off, I used the glue gun to just lift the excess glue and the scraper tool to scrape that off. I'm working on both of them, but I painted the big one with some of my Oops paint. I gave that a coat and a half and set that aside, and then I'm now working on the small one. And I'm going to be painting this in section. At first, I thought about keeping the word Hello Fall there, but it wouldn't work for what I had in mind. So I decided to paint that out. I started with the celery, but then I realized that I needed to give it a base coat. So now I went in with the Oops paint and dried it. Then after it dried, I removed the tape and switched it around and placed the tape above the area, just a little bit above where I just painted. And then I went in with some mixed paint. Well, actually, I was mixing some brown and latte mocha because I didn't want it too dark, and I was trying to get that same color that the surface was already in, but the color that I got when I mixed the paint did not work, so I had to abandon that and went in with some antique wax. It didn't do much of a difference, but at least it gave it a darker color, and that was okay. And now it's all done. I had this piece of silk stencil that I got from a pack that I cut it off, and I think I got that from Panda Hall Selected. And I'm going to be stenciling on some leaves. I'm using this squeegee that I got from Chalkator. I'm not a designer, but I purchased this through a friend. And I'm using my same Waverly plaster paint with the squeegee, just gently placing the paint on there and wiping it off. I'm being very careful as well, because as you notice, the stencil is cut very close to the edge, so I had to be very careful. Once I did that, peeled it off, dried it, and then stenciled on 3 more, and this is what it looks like. Now, because I painted out the word Hello Fall, now I need to get it back on there. I didn't have any lettering that I wanted to use, so I decided to write it on. And there you see me testing out my penmanship. Now I'm just measuring the area that I need to make the writing. I use a piece of washi tape, place that down, and then another piece, and just to separate the area that I need to write the words down. And then took the paint pen and wrote Hello Fall. Now, of course, if you have any of those letters from Dollar Tree, you can use that. Or if you trust your penmanship, you can also write the word on. Or if you have a Cricut, of course, you can create your own stencil. Whatever you want to do, go for it. Now, once that was done, I set that aside, and now it's time to work on the bigger piece. This is tissue paper. I got this from Dollar Tree, and I've had this in my stash over 2 years. But I first need to measure where I need to start working from, and so I use a small pumpkin to just give me an indication to how far out I need to start. Then I'm using the Mod Podge. I place some down, spread that thinly, Then place the tissue paper on top and use my finger to just smooth that out. And a piece of saran wrap to burnish that. And I did that all the way in sections until I was done. So if you are new to my channel or coming over from the playlist, welcome. I'm so happy you joined me today. Here on my channel, I do DIYs on a budget, dupes, look for less, and some occasional Dollar Tree shopping hauls and thrift flips. If you love budget-friendly DIYs like these and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing and be sure to hit that notification bell. Hit it again and select all so YouTube notifies you whenever I upload new videos. So now that that is done, I'm using a utility knife and I'm just carving out where I need to place the other little pumpkin. So to cover up some of the white space on the surface, I'm just cutting out other little pieces from the tissue paper and I'm going to be layering those on top. So once I cut out as many pieces as I needed, I applied some Mod Podge. You can either apply the Mod Podge to the surface or you can apply to the piece that you are cutting out. I did both ways. And once you put that down, you're going to use your saran wrap and burnish again. And after I was done, I used the emery board and just filed off the excess in a downward motion. And then to seal everything, I applied some Mod Podge using a very soft brush. Applied that to the surface and the heat to help with the drying process. Now I thought I was filming, but I took a piece of jute and I wrapped that around the stem just to embellish it. I could have painted it or stained it, but I decided to go with the jute. Once I got to the very top, I just wrapped that around and snipped that off and glued down the end. And that was my stem. And then took the lighter and just singe off the little fuzzies. And now I'm ready to glue the other pumpkin on. Here I'm using hot glue as well as wood glue. And I applied that to the small pumpkin and then placed that down. Allowed it to dry a little bit. And then I'm making a finger bow. Took a piece of the jute, wrapped that around my fingers, 3 fingers a couple times. And then took the end, just wrap that around, just like you see me doing here. Once I secure that end, I pulled it tight. And my bow is complete. I added some beads to the end, glued that on, and now this DIY is done. Wow, this took me a while. But guys, thank you so much for sticking around. And for it to stand, I glued a small wooden cube at the back, and that's it, guys. Let me know what you think about this one. So my friends, this is the Talented Creators collaboration, and this collaboration is hosted monthly by Aurea from DIY with Aurea and Ray from One Way Designs 238, as well as Loli from Loli D's Creation. And this month we have Kathy Joe DIYs. Welcome Kathy to this collaboration. I'm so happy to meet you guys. If you have not yet visited any of these channels, I'll leave links in the description box below as well as the playlist. Make sure to visit their channels and let them know I sent you. Now we're on to DIY number 2. This one is going to be so easy. I got this sign from the Birch and Vine collection from Dollar Tree, and I'm only going to be using 1 piece. So I took that off, removed the tag, and removed the glue with some glue gun. And then I painted it with some of the Oops paint. It was a little too white, so I'm now going in with some of the Latte Mocha. Dried it with the heat gun and applied some Mod Podge. This beaded pumpkin I also got from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be gluing that on. And for hanging, I stapled on a piece of the jute that I took off and tied the ends and then glued them down. And I'm using this maple leaf from this transfer pack from Dollar Tree. I transferred it on and a little piece of it came off with the paint. So I'm just using the mahogany furniture marker and painted that back in. And now I'm going to be gluing on the pumpkin. And here I decided that it needed something to balance it out. So I took 2 small leaves and transferred those on either side. And then went over that with some Mod Podge. Guys, let me know what you think about this one. So quick and easy. I had a large bead. I cut that in 2 and then glued on each piece on either side to cover the knot. And here we are at the final reveal. I only did 2 DIYs today, guys. But let me know which one of these was your favorite. I love the double pumpkin one. That one is my favorite. So thank you for watching, guys. If this is your first time to my channel, make sure to subscribe before you leave, and also to visit the host channels in the description box below, as well as the playlist. And if you love budget-friendly content like this, I suggest this video right here or this playlist. And remember that Jesus loves you. Stay safe, stay blessed. Until my next one. Bye.